Jai Gurudev children. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about multiple if-else if statement, nested if statement and switch statement. Multiple if-else if statement. Let's first begin our discussion with multiple if-else if statement. Yeah. See, if-else if can be used to choose one block of statements from many blocks or statements, and it's used only when there is, when there are many options and only you need to choose one block of statements, because there will be many options, but you are going to execute only one block of statements. In that case, you can go for multiple if-else if structure. Okay, so this is the syntax for multiple if-else if. See the syntax? You have the keyword if followed by the condition in the round brackets, and if the condition in the round bracket is true, then the block 1, the statements following if will be executed. Otherwise, you go for checking the condition in else if. When that condition is true, then the block 2 will be executed. Later, you go for checking the condition in next else if. If that is true, then block 3 will be executed. Likewise, you can have n number of else ifs in multiple if-else if structure. That is why it is termed as multiple if-else if structure. But if none of the condition is true, then the statements following else, that is block n, will be executed. If none of the condition is true, then the statements following else, that is block n, will be executed. Okay, so you can have n number of else if statements in multiple if-else if structure, but you should always have an else statement at the last. Okay, so this is the syntax of multiple if-else if structure. Now we are going to discuss the flowchart. See, the test condition in if-else if statements starts with the multiple iterates are executed in sequence, where the multiple iterates are actually executed in a sequence until a true condition is reached. If the condition is true, the block of statements following the condition is executed, the remaining blocks are skipped. If the condition is false, then the block of statements after else is executed. So, you always have else statement at the last if none of the condition is true. If none of the condition is true, you will have an else statement. So, the statements following else, as per the flow chart here, the statement block n plus 1 will be executed. Statement block n plus 1 is executed. Now, look into the flow chart here. When the condition 1 is true, the statement block 1 will be executed. If the condition 2 is true, that is, if the condition 1 is false, the condition 2 is checked. If that is true, statement block 2 will be executed. If that is false, statement condition n will be checked out. If that is true, statement block n will be executed. If none of the condition is true, then the statement block n plus 1 will be executed. Okay, this is the flowchart of multiple if-else if structure. Now, we are going to discuss a program to understand clearly about multiple if-else if structure. So this is a program where you get the test marks from the score from the user, of a student from the user, and display the grade according to the following criteria. That is, when the score of the student is greater than or equal to 90, the grade is A. If it is somewhere between 80 to 89, the grade is B. If it is between 70 to 79, the grade is C. 60 to 69, the grade is D. And when the score is less than 60, the grade is F. That is, he has got F grade. For that, first is variable declaration. So you are starting with variable declaration. Variable score is declared of integer data type. Then you get the score from the user with C in score. And now, you can use n number of else ifs, but you should always end with else, and you should always begin with F, if you know that. That is why the first case is what? If score is greater than or equal to 90, as per the question, when the score is greater than or equal to 90, the grade is A. So, A grade will be printed in the output screen. And when the score is greater than or equal to 80, grade B will be printed. That is, the score is somewhere greater than or equal to 80 and less than or equal to 89. Similarly, for 70 to 79, grade C, 60 to 69 in else if, the grade D will be printed in the output screen. if none of these cases are true, none of the condition is true, of course the grade is going to be F. That is why it is put under else. That is why it is put under else statement. So the grade F will be printed. Okay. Now let's run this program and see. You are entering the score as 84, which means your grade is B, because 80 to 89 the grade is B as per the question. So the answer is generated as 84 is the input score given by the user. The answer is generated as B. That's it, children. Thank you. Now, in the next video, we'll be discussing about nested